what we'd like to convey today is that, and what we know so far, is that a decision has not been made in reference to charging the officers who were involved in the shooting and killing of Antonio Zambrano Montes. Since a decision has not been made, we don't want to make any comments or statements that would in any way be interpreted in attempting to influence Mr. Sant's decision. We are completely satisfied with the facts he gave us today in reference to where he stands in his decision-making process. We do have serious questions, however, about the investigation and its lack of objectivity. I see cases across the country in which, instead of a hard-nosed independent investigation that would normally be conducted by law enforcement, it appears these types of cases, and specifically this one, are sometimes investigated in a manner that is not an investigation, but more a process of protection. And I think the attorneys involved who represent the family are in agreement with that. And that is not what we wanted to see. And we're certainly confident and optimistic that Mr. Sant can also see where objectivity ends and persuasion begins.
These officers were not interviewed in a timely fashion, and that it was weeks and weeks later when they were finally interviewed. And to say that those interviews were conducted, in our opinion, in a fair, impartial, rigorous basis, I have that same reservation, I have that same doubt about it, that this investigation by the SIU was done in an impartial and unbiased manner. I've made that criticism all along from the first time I appeared over here representing the family, and I continue to have that reservation, and I think it's a very serious issue.
I can tell you this, having had these discussions with other prosecutors, this was a positive one for the family because we needed to know. We needed to have answers to some of these questions, and better late than never, and it is very late, I do think so, but again, I'm familiar enough with the system and our system of justice and how things are investigated, particularly police investigations, including those which are internal and supposed to be independent, to be able to say that the information we've been given so far is adequate given the circumstances on Mr. Sant's behalf.
Let me add that in essence, the prosecuting attorney, Mr. Sant, has not acted yet. What has happened is the SIU has conducted its investigation along with some assistance from the state and the feds and so on. So, you know, where you might be in a position to make certain judgments about the investigation, we're not in a position to make judgments yet about what Mr. Sant is going to do when we don't know what he's going to do. He was very, I can say this, he certainly didn't indicate that he's going one way or another, that he's taken a real good, thorough, hard look at all of it, and it's voluminous. And then when he makes his decision, I think people are in a position to either agree with that or disagree with it or be critical or complimentary, but it hasn't happened yet.